So are we saying that change is a necessity?
Yes, definitely.
For sure. You know, you got to keep up. You know?
How often do you switch up your styles?
I mean, I guess it just depends where I'm going, you know? I do. I dress occasionally. It is what it, you know? Just
I don't really switch mine up, but maybe once I moved to LA, I feel like I switched up the way I dress.
How often do you switch
that weird?
the guys that you talk to? Let's talk about that.
like all the
Is that
time.
reinventing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I would say
reinvent
so.
the type of guy that you
Oh,
go
yeah. Like
for?
one day I'm with like an NBA player, and the next day I'm with a businessman. The next day I'm with the producer of Fast and the Furious, you know? Just
So
whatever.
nobody can just
It's
be
LA.
normal? Like, basically,
Well,
no
I
one
mean,
can be normal.
no. Honestly, like, no, normal, of course. Like, you
Of
know.
course. You would date the cashier at Rite Aid? You're just dating a nice cashier at
No.
Rite
The
Aid? Nice guy?
cashier, okay, you know, like, he's a nice guy and everything, but no.
Do you have to be, so part of your prerequisites is that you have to be established in your field?
I mean, yeah, because I'm an established female myself. So, yes, like, I want someone, like, on the same level as me. You know, I don't really want, you know, but love is love. So if we fall in love,
So yeah, you never really know. Love is love.
love
but
is love.
But you kind of say love is love, but you also cut out a lot of what love could
Yeah.
be.
To even know if there
You
could be
automatically
love.
cut them out of the picture like you don't.
Love is love with someone of equal status.
Yeah,
Exactly.
or someone
Thank
that
you.
are.
Thank
would
you.
See yourself
I'm
attracted
sorry
Mr.
to
GQ
say this.
over there.
I love Natalie. She's not NBA player status, bro. Like, that's not, she's not on equal. Like, her and Kobe aren't of equal yoke, bro. Like, I'm sorry to tell you this.
Yeah,
That's
my,
real
my
shit.
bank
Like,
account is Kobe, though.
Your bank account could be Kobe.
She got
but
Kobe
I'd have
bank
to see
account.
that bank account. Because Kobe's bank account is plush.
Yeah.
Like, Kobe could cheat on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mr. GK is an excellent cook.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually a Mexican
But
chef.
you know what,
I don't
bro?
Oh my
know.
God,
Yeah.
I am too.
Oh, Mexican.
I swear she is.
You have no chance with either one of them. You're not in the NBA.
I'm not in the NBA bracket.
But guess what? I'm Middle Eastern too, and I'm a Mexican chef as well.
What? Spirit fingers.
Well, let's get right into knowing a little more about each of you. And the way we do that is we play this game called Either Or. And we love, our listeners love to know
sounds
either
intense.
or. It is. It's a game, so we appreciate it if you play.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
the concept of the game is very simple. Okay?
Go,
Either
go.
or.
Okay.
Either or. It's a strong encouragement. We're going to give you two options. You can't make up a third option. You can't say no to both. We strongly encourage you not to say no to both.
Okay.
So just one or the other?
Okay.
One or the
Yeah,
other.
we try, we
And
try not to
then-
force women to do anything
Yeah.
that they don't want to do, but we strongly encourage them to do that.
And then we may or
Okay.
may not, we probably will psychoanalyze you based on your answer.
Oh,
No
okay.
pressure. No
Okay, no,
pressure.
I'm, that's like my
ahead.
daily life. Okay, go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
First
Mr. GK?
question: NBA players or NFL players?
NBA.
NBA. I like tall.
I don't like men that's been hit on their heads a million times.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. George, what you...
My analysis of this, well, we had the same answer, but we had two added details, right? So we
Yes.
had one with I like tall. We had another with I don't like someone who's been hit on the head too many times. So I'm going to start with the collective answer and then the individual answers. Okay, collective answer is that appearance is important, just as status is important to both of you. Appearance and individuality is important to the both of you as well. And when you watch basketball, you see the individuality of the players because they don't have the helmets on, so you
Right,
can really
right, yeah.
see who
That's true,
they
though.
are.
No,
Yeah, you see their character, and there's
see their
less of
character,
them. Right.
yeah, and follow their
Yeah.
brands. There's also less players on the court than there are on the field.
It's a very
So
psychology
it's-
way of looking at it.
Absolutely. About them being taller, you have a high ambition. Okay, you like looking to the clouds, and you're like a man who could physically meet you there where you're going. And about being hit on the head too many times, you look for longevity with that final partner you're going to pick.
Yes,
So you want
okay.
someone who's going to be healthy later in life.
Right.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Interesting.
I like that.
I appreciate that. That
Yes,
was very
that's
good.
Mr.
That
GQ,
was, that
everybody.
was very good.
Thank you.
Psychoanalysis.
That was very good, huh?
I don't like using words like gold digger. Here's the thing about it, right?
Oh
Like,
God! Does your necklace say M Rata on there?
it
Oh,
says
Tira. Okay, I'm
Tehran all
sorry.
the way.
I
But
thought you
here's
were.
the concept, right? That you guys both, okay, First of all, you like financially secure and successful men. That means that you guys like gifts. And you feel like basketball players have swag, especially when it comes to a football player. Basketball players have that individual swag, like George pointed out, but they also seem to be swaggier people in general.
I mean, the football players I've dated have some swag.
Sure. The individual superstar football players that you've happened to date.
Yes.
However, for a collective, there are way less NBA players than there are football players.
True.
And that also means that they have bigger contracts.
Tron, give us a different view. What is the next either or here?
We're going to go with donuts or croissants.
Croissant.
Donuts.
Yeah,
Croissants.
as expected.
You know, the way you said donuts was slightly aggressive.
I love donuts.
First and foremost, I think that you like, first of all, you like variety in life.
Yeah,
You don't like just being stuck with one option. Oh, croissant, the one normal croissant.
Hey, there's different types of
like
croissants.
chocolate
over here.
croissant.
No, there's
Yeah,
not.
there's
Well,
almonds.
regular chocolate.
There's almonds. There's almonds.
So
There's
you
almonds on the croissant. No, don't do that.
you enjoy variety. You like having options and not being combined. There's an explorative side to you, as well as some sort of an artistic side that is fulfilled when you go to order that donut. You know,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and that
I love
becomes
picking
fulfilled.
the donuts that are
Picking
like
the
cute.
donuts.
And
Exactly.
I really do.
Yes, I like taking pictures of cute donuts.
And you croissant. How do you pronounce croissant in French? Is it croissant?
Croissant.
You
Croissant.
croissant.
yes.
That's just the bouginess in you. That's you flexing that
That's so
bank
true.
account.
That's Nat.
That's you flexing them Kobe dollars, and you're like, I'll take the croissant.
yes. And I like it warmed up, at a right temperature too.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yes.
So listen.
Tron,
So you already figured out Natalie's very bougie,
bougie.
right?
The-
And she likes croissant. Even
Bad
though
and
secretly,
bougie.
I guarantee you she loves the donut. Like in
Yeah.
the back where
She
she
deep
knows
down, she
I
loves
actually
them.
do not like donut. I don't care
Hey,
for them.
hey, hey.
Cupcakes either.
Hey, trust me.
I swear to
my
God. And I'm
God.
very thankful
Donut
because
life.
I love to eat, and
Yeah.
thank God I don't need those. I don't need those extra
I'm
calories.
talking about the concept of the donut.
Oh, the
concept of the
concept.
donut is Trill Val is ratchet as fuck. And here's the thing about that. The way she said donut.
Yeah,
it's
I like donut.
We're getting it in. We're just doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to lay here. I like what I like.
Right.
And we appreciate that
Yes.
value as well. We appreciate that.
Yes, the trail value,
That's so
George?
true.
This is a classic debate.
Okay.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Batman.
I like Batman.
Yeah, because he has money. Yeah.
No,
This is
I
a-
like the whole. He's like
I like the
mysterious.
darkness of a Batman, and then
The Dark Knight is a great movie.
Super. I like the name Super because you're super.
So
So
You
which
know?
one?
either or.
So you have to pick one.
You have
I
to.
have to pick one, right?
You don't have to do anything. We strongly encourage you to pick one or the other.
Are you forcing me?
No,
I'm
no,
forcing
never.
you to
That
go.
never happens here. That will never happen here.
It might happen at home.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Batman.
Batman.
Yes.
Batman, the mystique,
Yes.
the badness of it all. There's a
Yes.
little bit of a bad boy in the Batman.
The mystery.
And although you like people who are established, people who have a good social presence,
Good.
you want that little bit of bad. You want to know they could hold their own if a situation comes across.
Absolutely.
Strong. You guys both like the wrong men. You guys like emotionally unavailable men.
That's just
you
a
guys
side of you.
That's
That's
why
just a
you're
side of
both
it.
in that perpetual cycle of switching men up all the time.
Yeah, we like
You're
the-
going after this Batman who doesn't have time for you. Superman has been with Lois Lane. Superman has been with Lois Lane for the entirety of the comic. Like, Superman is a committed
Loyal.
Black
Loyal.
Batman is just out there. Even in the movie, he's smashing the whole ballerina company. Like,
Is that
yo,
what he
you guys
does?
are just.
What if
and
we
then
said
you just want-
Superman?
You want to, well, but you didn't.
But you did it.
You want to ride around in the Batmobile, and I
Yes,
get it.
I have.
Yes,
Yeah,
did
I
you
like
actually?
Batmobile.
Batman is he's
Yo.
the DiCaprio of the superheroes.
That's what it is. That's what it is. But see, that's the thing. It's good to know a little bit about like who you guys like.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna ask you about your crushes. Each and every week, we pick a type of crush that
Okay.
you like to tell us about the men in your lives. Right. So this week's crush is.
Instagram page crush.
Remember, this is gender neutral, so you can pick anyone you want.
Or, should I go on this?
Who is the
page?
Instagrammer that you love to check out?
You just have a crush on this Instagrammer.
Let me look to see who.
I've been very spiritual lately. I've been on these
That
spiritual.
works.
That works. You might even have your post notifications on for this person. You might check them daily. You might follow their stories. You might like and comment. Who is that person on Instagram who attracts you?
I've been on my spiritual tip lately, but let's talk about people. There is one girl that I think is really cute, and I love her feminism. I love how she stands up for herself, and she's actually from the same city that I'm from, in San Diego. Emrata on Instagram.
Oh my God, I
love her.
I thought you were rocking it. Yes,
Emrata.
I didn't see the T in that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no Emrata.
Is it Rata or Rada? Because I'd be like Emrata.
I think it's Target or Target, whatever.
Oh.
I would never rock someone else's name. Like I wouldn't even rock the
Never.
jersey
It was a
of a player I
joke.
like just because
somebody else.
like,
I was just trying to clown on you because
like,
you're clowning on me.
I'm hurt. I was not clowning. I was psychoanalyzing.
Oh.
Croissant. That's
Croissant.
not my fault.
Croissant.
Croissant.
Which one do you like? Donuts or croissant? I've never even had a donut. You know, donuts are for peasants, and I'm not a peasant.
Oh,
I don't like donuts.
I've never
or
said this.
cupcakes, and I don't like normal people either. So unless you're
love
the
normal
CEO
people.
of
I
the
love
NBA,
you all.
I
No.
would never date you.
CEO, no, too old for me. Thank you.
Yeah. What if it's a young CEO?
Okay, young. If we have a vibe,
Oh.
we're cool. Okay, let's go.
So your crush, Emrata, and then Trill Val.
I've been going. Her name's Audrey Kitching, and I love her page just because she posts like cute pink stuff, and then she'll post like I even follow her Twitter every day now. I don't even use Twitter, but I use it to follow her, and she has like this whole theme, like pink theme, and then talks about like horoscopes, and then she used to be a model, I think, but she like switched over
Is
into
pink
like
your favorite
cute.
color?
yeah, it's like a pink, like her. She has a whole theme. She's super cute.
I like
like
pink.
her.
I like the pastel pink on
That's
Instagram.
her vibe. Is I'll show you.
Really?
It's
You
so
like-
cute.
you
I love the pastel
pink?
palette.
Okay.
I love me a pastel palette.
And what's
You
yours,
I really
T-Row?
do.
Pastel pink vibrator.
Like, look at her whole page. Like,
That what
it's
you
very
love?
big.
I just want to get to know you better, buddy.
I
saying?
may
We're
have
good
gotten a
friends.
massage
All
at the
right, I have
chiropractor.
an either or for you guys. You ready?
What's up?
Does it work like this?
I mean, yo, it's a new
She's
year.
so
new
rich.
us.
She's like,
She's
"Mine."
switching it up.
Are you guys ready?
We're
We're ready.
always ready.
Okay, you're born ready. Let's go. All right. Pink or glitter?
Pink.
Glitter.
All right, pink.
I would pick glitter.
You're very nervous to say either or, so you chose pink. And glitter, you shine. You're glitter.
Yeah.
You're-
You're not scared of the glitter.
Yes.
shine.
Bring on the
Hey,
shine.
let me explain. First of all,
Okay.
Pink, Cameron rocked pink, and that was the most popping thing.
Dude, that was like
Sit.
1991.
Okay, yeah,
Yo,
yeah, yeah.
it was
yeah.
like-
That was like
That was
1991.
epic. That was epic, though. That was
It
epic.
was like 2005, and it was so cool. Number two, glitter gets in your eye and gets on stuff, and glitter never
gets you in
comes
trouble,
off. So
man.
when
It gets
get
you in
glitter,
trouble.
It gets you in trouble like
gets
shit.
you in
Like,
trouble.
Glitter will stay on you for like 8 days.
Ever.
In the most conspicuous.
Ever.
Like, how
You
did
could
I
literally-
say
you could
shit?
I don't.
You could literally be like at
Bruh.
Nordstrom's. There's like a makeup artist at MAC, and she just goes on the makeup brush, and
And
you just
you're-
happen to
yeah.
stand there.
Yeah, you can wash
Far
your
away.
face. It's
Yes.
still there.
And then some girl will be like, "Who's this from?"
Yes.
What? No.
Yo, who's
Yes.
it from? Me. Just like my Sephora is from me. I've
There you
got
go.
nothing to
Now
hide.
you can always
Spirit fingers.
refer. Now you can always refer to this tape.
I'm actually $100 away from being a Rouge member at Sephora.
Oh my
Oh
God.
wow!
I can't wait.
Wow,
Can't wait.
I'm gonna need this to stop. So listen, this is my whole thing, right? I don't know if Rouge members are cool or not, but we do a segment called Poppin' or Stoppin', and since both of you are tastemakers, we would love to know. Poppin' or Stoppin' is a trend that men do, and we
Okay.
want to know the female perspective.
Can somebody explain what this popping and stopping?
So poppin' means good.
okay.
You're telling the guys, okay, keep doing this trend.
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
stopping means, guys, this needed to stop yesterday. Don't do this trend anymore. And the trend
I'm ready for this.
is
Sliding in the DMs.
down in
Like,
the DM.
let's be real. Like, a lot of guys slide in the DMs.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing to do. Some guys do it way more than others. Some
Right.
guys do it less. It's a thing, but guys literally just slide in girls' DMs of people they don't know. Should guys keep sliding in the DMs?
I think that I think why not? Hey, like this is
Yeah,
this is like a new millennium. This is a new social media, a new way of communicating. Yes, there's a way of going about it though. Like don't come at me with like a dick pic.
Yeah,
do not
like
do that.
please, like that.
No,
that has to
don't.
stop.
This is like
dick
yeah.
pic shit.
No,
Do not
definitely
say like,
not
hey,
that.
what's your number? Like, dude, I don't. You just literally didn't even ask me how I was.
Right.
Why would I give you my number?
Good advice.
Don't DM me like 50 times if I don't reply.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
have a
that's
don't
what I
have
say
a
too.
It's like-
don't DM me 50
Yes.
times
Yeah.
if I don't reply.
Like,
do not
Bye.
have a conversation.
Yo,
do not have a
I don't even
conversation
know
with
you like
yourself.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
do not have a conversation with yourself.
I'll answer
on
my
DMs.
mom right away.
I know you will.
So
Glitter.
you said why
Mr.
not?
Glitter.
Let me play devil's advocate. I'm going to say why not.
Okay.
Because us guys are scared to show up on your Insta stories. Creeper number 45 DMing me ew and then posting the
happens a lot,
message.
too.
Dude,
And
you-
we're scared to be exposed. Not even if we're not doing anything wrong. We're just scared to like, hey, I'm scared if I get rejected. That's kind of
that happens to
embarrassing.
a lot of
Embarrassing.
celebrities too. Where
Yeah.
celebrities, where a girl who you know would date this celebrity is gonna try to get fame by trying to
Right,
put them
right.
on blast.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
Like,
Yeah,
we've seen it
and that's
all.
unfortunate. That but it's just a matter of like you gotta like if you're a celebrity, you just gotta like put your mind.
If
in
you're
there
following the
that's
girl,
gonna
though,
happen.
I would think that you would see if she's the kind of girl that would do something like that. Like I wouldn't. do
Yeah,
that.
be a good judge of character.
But you never know. Girls will
You
just
never
decide to
know.
pop off.
I think you just take your chance. If you really want it, you go and get it.
So another question while we're on this, popping or stopping. Is it popping to send a DM like right when we follow you, or should we wait a little bit of time?
I think
Yeah,
you
what's the
should wait.
etiquette?
I think you should wait
There's
and
not.
see what this person is like, who I am, what I like, what I post, and then maybe approach me in a way that you've already seen what I'm in. Maybe make it interesting. Maybe something I posted about. Make it something that I might reply to. I do reply sometimes if I post like motivational stuff and someone writes me back.
You're encouraging the DM. You're giving it a pop, and just it has to be done correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say so. Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. It's good to know. As guys, we always need to understand what's okay and what's not.
Right.
And the only way to do so is communication and just open communication. A lot of people don't ask these questions, so we appreciate your answers.
Well, yeah, we're lucky to have our experts here.
We are.
Yes.
And we actually get questions from the listener each and every week.
Ooh, I love this.
A lot of people
I love to
send
help.
them in, and they just want an understanding.
Right.
And this
Right.
week's question is from Ladies Love Cool J. Ladies Love
LL
Cool
Cool
J
J.
asks,
Ass.
I've been dating this guy for some time, and I'm very affectionate, but him not so much. I find myself always trying to cuddle and hold him, and he doesn't reciprocate.
Ouch.
He told me from the start he doesn't like public displays of affection, but even at home, I say things like, I love you, and he only sometimes says it back. Should I be worried?
Pull
Yeah.
yourself back.
Yes.
Pull yourself back. Make him miss you a little bit. Go do your own thing. Find somebody else to get
Cuddle
your
with.
mind off him, to cuddle with. Like,
Or
don't-
someone that's gonna give
You
what
want-
you want.
so cheat.
Yeah.
That was your
No,
answer.
not
No.
cheat. That's he's
I felt
he's
like-
not
Take
in
a
Yeah, I felt
break.
like
No.
Take a
Like
break.
I heard
Break up.
cheat.
Are they in a committed relationship, or
So
is it just
first
some
of
guy
all-
sound like
that's just
it.
talking?
There's no
Let me
PDA.
add something. He
Sounds
said,
like
and he
she's
doesn't.
committed.
Yeah, it
He
sounds
doesn't
like she's
always reciprocate, which means he does
Oh,
sometimes. Now,
sometimes.
okay. Sometimes
playing the other side of this paradigm.
Go.
The concept is sometimes as guys, we're not as in touch with our emotions as
Yes.
you are. And we don't have this need or feel this want to always show our affectionate side. Like that's
Yes.
just not, we do it with our actions. The fact that you're
Right.
around us or we allow you into our lives is our validation that we want you around. We don't need to say I love you 100 times.
not
Because then
100
honestly,
times.
it's not as special when it happens.
Right.
And there are a lot of girls who are like, I love you. It's like,
Right,
yo,
right,
bitch,
right,
I
right.
get-
Right,
okay.
That's why I say, like, take
Calm
a step
down.
back and, like, go do your own thing for a little bit. Like, if, it seems like her head's a little caught up in this whole I love you thing, and I want to be, like, I love you a million times a day. It's like, go to take a walk on the beach. Go do something else with your time. Get your mind off that a little bit. Like, take a step back a little bit.
This really hits home for me, and I'm going to share a story if y'all don't mind, and I
Okay.
might get a little
Yes.
emotional.
I mind.
Yeah. I dated a woman for 3 years, and I would go over to her place and spend the night. But I would always leave very early in the morning.
Yes.
And she would always say, where are you going? What's happening? The truth, I couldn't tell her.
I can tell her.
Keep going.
Are you going to tell the truth, Toronto?
I mean, the truth is, he had to look.
He had
we
to
don't
go.
want to shit at girls'
Yeah.
houses.
And the worst part is the bathroom
'Cause- and
was
the worst
in
part
the
was-
bedroom. And it didn't have, like, it was like right in
Thank
front of
God.
the bed.
Thank God you guys have some type of decency and respect to not shit in the girls'
All
bathroom.
right, but
Thank
the worst
you.
part was, I gave him the advice. I was like, bro, you need
Thank
you need
God
to leave
for
'cause
teaching
he's like,
me.
I feel
Okay.
Thank
uncomfortable.
God.
And
He's
so
like, should
tell him
I?
what happened though. Tell him what
So
happened.
eventually, I'd leave early morning, and go home and do my thing.
Yes.
And listen to Adele and do my thing. And she left me. She thought that I was like not into her.
This is a
But
personal
you should have
issue.
just told her.
It was so embarrassing. My gosh.
I mean, how do you say, yo, I
It's
need
so
to leave?
bad.
I would just be like, I can't. Like, I just can't. I'm sorry. I have to go home.
You know how like the whole
I gotta go to
rumor,
the bathroom at home.
the whole rumor that girls don't crap. Well, I don't want to crap either. So I
Just
want to be
say-
part of that rumor. I want to be a
Yeah,
unicorn.
I
Just
can
be like,
understand
you
that,
know,
'cause I don't
just
like it
come
when
up with like a
anyone's-
bossier thing to say. Like, if you really gotta take a shit and you don't want to say it, just be like, hey, like, you know, I got a business meeting.
Yeah,
I
but-
gotta go.
but-
I would
6
just
in the
be
morning?
honest. Be
So-
honest.
No, at 7 a.m, you gotta go home, get ready, grab something to eat, and go.
See, the reason why I bring this up is because that also affected my affection. So while I was in the mood to go, I didn't
you
want to
couldn't
be
be
touched.
affectionate.
After I have OCD, so after I eat, I don't want to kiss. I need to brush my teeth.
No,
I
me
need to have
too,
exactly
absolutely.
5 sprays of cologne before we do anything.
Exactly You're
2
so
on
Arab.
the chest, 2 on the back of my ears, and 1 in the
Like
hair.
literally?
Yeah, I just have I have my routine.
Like
I have my
literally?
routine.
So Middle
I have a
Eastern.
routine.
shit.
I have a routine. And if like
Okay.
everything is in place,
I've seen it so many times.
Oh my God. Okay.
and if the room isn't the right temperature and the
Yeah.
fan on, I don't want to sweat. Like,
And he has to do it in
So-
the right order. He will not do ears before it has to go.
Oh
Chest,
my
chest, ear,
gosh.
ear. Yeah.
I even had a song
So
for
it's
it.
serious OCD. Like,
Serious OCD. You have
So-
some serious OCD.
So, you know, these things can sometimes affect men too. Sometimes we may be stressed out. We may have our routines and
Yeah.
we may
Yeah.
not want to be affectionate in the moment, but it doesn't mean,
Right.
okay, that we don't love you or not into
Right.
you.
Uh-huh.
So
That's-
I want to, I want to play the devil's advocate and say that maybe this guy could have some
but
GK.
communication.
It's hard. It's really hard.
No, but look,
It was hard to tell her I needed the
communication
crap.
is always
Communication.
sounds good, but sometimes
It's the
here's
hardest-
thing. The number one rule of communication, in the technicality of communication is hardest when you need it the most. Which is why you hear people freak out when they have to
Right.
yell the words help. It's just
That's just when you
need
have
it
to
the
like
most
tell
is
yourself, like remember, like you have to remind yourself, like okay, like you know,
maybe
like,
if I just communicate, it'll
yeah,
make this easier for
or
both
a little,
of us.
or a little white lie won't.
But
hurt
what about
anybody.
privacy? We also sometimes
Well, a
you
little
just
white
wanna do
lie will not
privacy.
hurt anybody.
So, but the privacy is gonna go on. Like you gotta go to the bathroom. Like this is gonna
Deanna,
happen all
now
the
that
time.
now
Would
that
you
I'm
rather
in
like go to the
position
bathroom
share.
in her bed or?
Deanna, now that I'm in a position to share the truth years later, I had to crap. And it wasn't because I didn't love you. This is GK, and these are my words of the week. I felt like I needed to
Okay,
come
well,
clean.
now
There you
that
go.
we
New
need
year,
to share-
new me,
Now
bro.
that we need to
New year,
share,
new me.
Flush
now
it down
we
the
need to
toilet,
share. I
baby.
need to tell George something.
Uh-oh.
And when I use your bathroom, I spray your cologne on my balls.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I just do
Why
something.
would you?
Wow.
I know
I
it
get-
bothers you, bro.
That
I
is
know it
intense.
bothers you.
Dude, that cologne's really expensive. Each spray is $1.50 and you put it on your balls?
Sharing is caring, okay? The concept is we all know sharing secrets is the best way to have people know about you. Today, we want to know more about you guys. So our sharing is caring secret is, what's the biggest age gap you have had with the person you were intimate with?
Whoa.
9 years.
9 years.
9 years.
And how old were you at the time?
21.
21?
21.
Oh, 21 and 30.
Yeah.
I think I was like 19 and he was like 29.
Wow.
So 10.
10 years.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Did you find something wrong with it? Did you like the situation?
Not at all.
No,
Like,
honestly,
it was-
I didn't even know. We didn't even know each other's ages. We didn't even know. We didn't exchange that information until later. And it's just more about the vibes, really, honestly. Like, if I vibe with you, like, if you want to talk about types of men, like what type of men, if I vibe with you, we vibe.
Mine was a 20-year difference.
Holy shit.
So let's discuss some R. Kelly. It's
Okay.
very controversial right now. It's very heated. It is a discussion. People are getting into fights over this.
Right.
Online,
Yeah.
offline. It's becoming a thing where it's like,
Yeah. It's polarizing too.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have many fans who grew up with this pop culture icon.
Right.
They don't want to believe that this person's
Yeah.
guilty.
Right.
It's hard.
On the other hand, you have families of the girls who have been allegedly victimized by
And they
him,
want justice.
and they want to bring it to justice.
Right.
So it's become a very difficult topic to even discuss. And there's a lot wrong that has come to light now that we've seen like
Absolutely.
Even George and I got into an argument over this, over R. Kelly with the fro or R. Kelly with cornrows.
I wanted the cornrows.
I like the cornrows too.
That was like a whole argument. Like it's just sparked a lot of debate. So
You know?
I mean, at this point, after 18 hours of a documentary, I feel like we know everything. I know what R. Kelly's dick looks
Not
like.
about R. Kelly.
Yo.
I'm just saying in general.
And watching that documentary and in general too, when something feels wrong and looks wrong,
right.
more than likely it's wrong. And
Right.
that's what I got out of watching this and all these discussions. If you have the same thing, it keeps coming up and coming up. No matter if you have the direct footage or facts in front of you, when you have a collective of people this large and this many allegations, something's going on.
There's no way. If
Right.
everyone is pointing the finger at you, obviously there's something wrong with you.
Like all
not
these
the
people are not going to
fingers.
make this up.
Yeah.
But it's like it's separating. You could be a fan of his music, but as a person, it's like
Exactly.
obviously this person did these things, and obviously he's probably still doing that or has like that. It's sick, honestly. Like I think it's sick.
Well, one of the complaints, and this is a complaint. First of all, I'm a very strong believer in innocent until proven guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent or
Right.
guilty. I'm just saying I'm a believer in that principle in general, no matter who it is, whether it was a KKK member or someone like R. Kelly, innocent until proven guilty. Now, at this point, I feel like R. Kelly has been proven guilty within beyond a reasonable shadow of a reasonable doubt, right? But my concern is this: a lot of things that people are accusing him of are with girls that are older than 18. And is that a concern? Because we just saw a situation.
if it's against your will, yes, absolutely.
Well, they're saying it's not against their will. The families are saying he brainwashed them.
I think women, unfortunately, are very easily brainwashed. I see it happen
Especially
all the
by men.
time, especially by men, and
Really?
promising
Because I
the
wish-
dream. I'm very thankful you're not like that. What do you mean you wish?
Every time I watch stuff like this, I'm like, bruh, and I can't just find a girl to like Uber me somewhere. Like, how are we finding these girls? Like, where are you?
Where are they?
And I just want to send a message out really quick to all the ladies and girls and women out there that are trying to pursue this entertainment industry. If it seems too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true. Take a chance to make some research, do your research. Ask questions. Don't be afraid. Don't just go along with it. Take a step back and think about things. Ask a couple people. Talk to people that you trust about it. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. It's not going to be worth it. It might sound all good and glitzy and glammy at that time, but you don't want to put yourself in that position.
Very, very good, relevant, pivotal, imperative advice.
Yes.
And here's why. And I love that you said the industry.
Yes.
So we're looking at R. Kelly now, many problems. And the bigger problem is the industry and the culture that allowed for this to continue to happen.
Yes.
And it's not just R. Kelly. We've seen other entertainers
And the
before
movie producers, directors.
in
Weinstein.
very similar
a lot of people.
situations. And maybe this documentary and this coming together is going to be the thing that finally turns the culture around.
Right, and there was the Me Too movement too. That whole concept. I feel like it's just now growing and growing. All these things are coming to light because more people are putting light to it. So I think this is necessary almost in order for more things to keep coming out and then people to stop doing it and learning. Now with social media, it's like the message gets around quickly. So it's like, so much more awareness, honestly, to this.
With R. Kelly and that situation, who are we supposed to blame?
Especially if they're underage, it's R. Kelly because
If they're
it's
being
like, these are-
brainwashed, R. Kelly.
But what's the difference between brainwashing and flirting? What's the difference between...
brainwashing is a lot of manipulating.
Yeah, it's manipulation.
What do you think we do when we open the door? When we open the car door for you, we are manipulating
Yeah,
you.
but you're not.
No, we're
but
not.
you're
We're being
or
gentlemen.
you could, or
I
you
like
could do
to
it
open
out
the
of,
door.
Yeah, gentlemen.
respect.
Yes.
Really? Because no guy I know has ever opened the car door for me.
I opened the car door for
that's
you.
because you're weird. But what I'm saying is,
BFFs.
what I'm saying is the concept of when it comes down to guys doing things. Let's be very honest. The whole concept of flirting, especially initially, is a lot of manipulation. When you're sitting there and you're like, oh, you like trees. I like trees. Like we're just listening and we're
Those
talking.
are fucked up.
Well, yes.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's your way.
No, it's a lot of ways.
Guy way.
Look, I don't want to
Yeah.
be too.
Trust me,
gifts.
listen, my way, brainwash. My way is brainwashing you the opposite way. Like, in fact, I'm the opposite of all this stuff because I'm a piece of shit in the beginning.
Oh, God.
And then I become nice because you've earned it. You don't earn
I'm the same way in
nice
women
things in the beginning.
version.
Right,
What have you done? You haven't
Right.
earned my trust.
Exactly, yeah.
You're like, oh, you want me to spend time with you? You haven't earned my
Right,
time.
right.
Yes.
I have that
I
same
have
mentality.
a life where
Yeah.
my life is my priority way before I even thought of
I
it.
Right,
think
exactly.
self-respect
So,
is very important,
I'm the
and I hope
anti-brainwasher.
this world,
Okay.
I hope this whole world, we could all influence each other to put yourself first, not in a selfish way, but like just self-respect and self-care, and like these kind of things won't happen to you or to the people you love and to the world as a whole.
Sure, but when I was talking about the pointing fingers, because everyone's just pointing fingers at R. Kelly. First of all, R. Kelly's to blame 100%, but there's other people who are to blame as well. The people
Yes,
around
the
him,
people
Him,
around
the
him.
people
cover
around
up.
him didn't say anything.
Yeah, you know,
That saw him do all this.
very
Yes.
important.
Yes.
When you have these issues, and the people around you aren't holding themselves accountable, they are now inadvertently becoming enablers.
Right.
Right.
Enablers.
Strong.
Enablers.
And you know, you need to always check your circle. And
Absolutely.
even R. Kelly himself, you know, had he surrounded himself by more stand-up people,
Right.
if I am to start steering the wrong way, I as an entertainer, I as a man, I as a human being, would want someone around me to be like, hey, no, that's wrong.
Yes.
And what's happening is a lot of the time, these people in power, they have a lot of yes men or yes women around
And that's
them
unfortunate.
who are there for the ride, and they allow these things to go.
Yeah.
And it is a problem in entertainment. I'll tell you why. Let's talk about, you know, societal structures. You go to a corporation, certain behavior isn't allowed, it isn't condoned, and there's a company culture that you have to adhere to. But what happens when you're an entertainer and you're not pulled from this, you're not in this company and you're doing things by your own rules? You know, it becomes dangerous, and that's why it's important to have people in your circle. And in my opinion, if I were the security guard or if I were the road manager and I knew, hey, you want to bring in someone underage,
Yeah, like,
no,
no,
that's not
right.
happening.
Just makes me wanna-
That's not
Yeah.
happening right now. And those people are just as to blame. And I was watching this documentary about him, and here are his own staff members talking about
Right.
the situation like they had nothing to do with it, when in reality they had everything to do
yeah,
with it.
exactly.
They
It's
enabled
You know,
the situation.
Whether or not
That's the messed up part.
exactly, and if someone's, and that comes down to that guy was cutting their check, and the same guy was cutting their
That's
check.
not right. What do you want? You want your check or the possibility of your daughter, your mother, your sister, your aunt, your cousin?
Yeah, it's
Or
like
what
to be
happens
one of
to
those
human
allow
beings?
that.
It's not even about
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like
it
you
is
wouldn't
human.
want that
I
to happen
agree,
to
but
anybody.
unfortunately, like you have to put it this way for certain
Put
people
in
to
there.
understand,
But
because
to
they
be
don't.
very fair, R. Kelly put these girls up in apartments that were really nice, and at this point, if someone just had to pee on me once a month,
Oh my
All
God.
right, you know, it wasn't. And let's just talk about what was in the video. They were confined to their rooms. They had to stomp on the floor
This
to
is
be able to
like,
leave.
Right,
this
like
is
that-
like
it
this
was-
is like
it was
sex
sick.
trafficking.
It was sick.
This is
No
almost like
Netflix.
sex
no
trafficking.
Netflix,
No
that
Netflix.
is not okay.
No
See,
Netflix.
that is when we have to have a conversation.
No
Netflix.
chill. That's like sex trafficking. Honestly, I don't know if you guys ever watched like sex trafficking document. Okay.
No. God, I don't even
They
want that
only
in my
watched this
history.
docu-series.
The way you said that, like, I don't know if you
But
guys would know.
honestly-
We don't
No,
watch
it's-
sex trafficking
yeah.
just to
Let-
watch
let
it.
me say
Documentaries.
some-
It's really sad. It's really scary, and I hate that this is happening in the world. Honestly, I wish there was something I could do.
But I'll tell you something that's the problem. There wouldn't be sex traffickers if there weren't people who wanted sex trafficked people. Like we as the consumer,
Right.
we are the consumer. We are the
That's
problem.
why we have to put those. We have to control those type of.
Even with drugs, people love going after the drug dealer.
Right.
But as long as there's a consumer base, there will always be a drug
Right.
dealer. And they
Right.
don't want to do anything about the consumer base. Like they don't want to punish the guy
consumers,
who's hiring underage prostitutes or the guy who's buying and paying for these places. Like there should be stronger laws against
For
this.
everybody,
Absolutely.
right? In order
Absolutely.
for it to be.
For
I'm
this
about to go sign up
behavior.
to be an advocate
And with
for
R. Kelly, we
all these
saw-
types of things.
This is a stronger law concept is the concept of so many people who were around him, including all of us. Someone said he needs to take a lie detector test. And I was like, we need to take a lie detector test because we acted shocked when we heard about this. But yet we knew about the marriage to Aaliyah.
I definitely think everybody and
we knew about
everybody
the video where he peed on a 12-year-old. And we
disgusting.
thought it was funny.
Nobody did anything about it.
I think that everybody should be should testify and be tested or whatever, a lie detector, whatever. Everyone that's involved, everyone that was there, whether you're a security guy, whether you're the person that didn't say anything, it's even almost worse because you're enabling. I think men today, these days, like men kind of like get scared to like stand up for those kind of things, and I think it's important that they know like it's not something to be ashamed of if you stand up for it. Or
well, let's not just ask like men are the only ones. Girls back each other up.
Girls
Like if you were cheating on your man right
girls
now,
too.
Trill Val would have a whole excuse. Like if I was like, hey Val,
I got you.
have you seen Natalie? Be like, oh yeah, she was right with me. I think she went to the bathroom. We were at the library. I'm like,
Okay, but this is
she's
like-
standing next to me.
We're
I was
talking
checking
about
you.
two different things here. We're talking about sex trafficking and holding girls hostage, and they have to get peed on and get
Like,
stomped
if
on the
she's
floor.
sex
in order to
trafficking,
leave.
I'm-
If you think about
versus
it's the slippery slope, right? The slippery slope is we see something wrong and we don't want to snitch. And it doesn't matter what that concept is.
And building off that, it doesn't always have to be snitching, y'all.
And I'm guilty of it myself.
Exactly.
It doesn't always have to be,
Exactly.
I'm going to call the cops on you.
Right.
No, if you see someone who you care about, okay,
Right.
or who's close to you, you should be comfortable. And people don't want to have confrontation. A lot of people are non-confrontational. Some things require confrontation.
Absolutely.
If someone is around you and they're doing something wrong to others or themselves, before it gets to the point of you having to call the police or something bigger, sometimes
Talk
you may
to
have,
them.
depending how severe it is, maybe you do have to call right away. But if you start seeing signs of something, if it's your friend, if it's someone you know in your circle, your employer, your employee, whoever it may be, talk to that person, because I guarantee the ramifications of that happening aren't going to be as severe as if you stay quiet.
Right.
Right.
And that person's just going to go deeper down the hole. And people need to
And
be
you-
more accustomed to speaking with one another.
Yeah, and you never know what type of influence you'll have on that person. You could just say one simple thing, and the conversation will end, and that behavior might just end right then and there, and you guys will never even talk about it.
Well, thank you guys so much for being a part of the
Yes.
panel this week.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Of
you.
course.
This is such a deep, dark topic that people don't want to talk about, so we had to talk about it.
Right.
Word to all the men out there. The number one thing is if you're doing something wrong, you know it, and if you don't, your friends should know it enough to tell you, and they should be
Yes.
friends
Yeah,
enough
your
to
circle
tell
should
you.
be that
So
strong.
Be
that's how-
accountable.
Be
accountable.
Yeah,
That's strong.
and spread awareness.
Accountability.
So thank you so much. Our Imperfect Gentleman of the Week, the person who embodies the characteristics of the imperfect gentleman of this week, is none other than Centonia Brown, the young lady from Tennessee who defended herself and killed her rapist and was charged with life and convicted of murder and charged with life in jail, who was given clemency by the governor in Tennessee and will be out in August. So
Shows that people are starting to wake up.
Right.
All this stuff,
Mhm.
everything's
Which is
coming
great.
to
and if,
light.
when
Right.
people come together, we can actually make a difference.
Exactly.
Right.
I was
see
yes.
with awareness now. It's like you hear about all these different things, and finally, people are actually doing something about it,
That's
which is
what's
great.
up.
Yeah,
And that's
do
what
it.
an Imperfect Gentleman is all about. Our Imperfect Gentleman of the Week that we're here as our panelists. Where can people find you if you want to be found?
You guys can find me at Instagram, Natalie with 3 E's. That's NATALIEEE.Y.
And my Instagram, Trill Val.
Trill Val.
Val.
I thought you were just nicknaming her.
Nope,
That's a
my
gangster
Instagram.
username.
Yeah.
Trill Val.
Isn't it?
Trill
Of course.
Val.
So good.
You can find us at,
Imperfect G Show.
and make
On
sure
all
to email
platforms.
us your questions.
imperfectshow@gmail.com. Your questions are awesome. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. We do try to get to as many as possible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, female
Thank
panelists.
you guys.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you
having
so
us.
much, listeners, for being a part of our show. 1,000,000+. That is how we're going. 2019, we're doing
Yes.
it.
Steamrolling.
I am the impeccable, impenetrable Tehran Von Ghasri. Find me at I am Tehran, IAMTEHRAN, all across the board, alongside.
Mr. George Corey Tehran. Spell my last name for the first time in 2019.
That's KHOURI. And we are
Imperfect Gentlemen.
Remember, nobody's perfect. But us. I make George stomp to get out of the room. Martin on the boards.